Have you ever wondered where the concept of masculinity originates? Let's journey back to the very beginning, to the roots of the biblical creation story. Here we encounter the first instance of masculinity in the form of Adam, the first man. This original blueprint of manhood gives us a glimpse into what it means to be a man. Adam, crafted from the dust, wasn't just a physical being, he was a living soul, a reflection of God's own image. He was imbued with characteristics such as wisdom, love, and righteousness. These qualities, far beyond mere physical attributes, form the core essence of biblical masculinity. In this design, we see a man who is not defined by his strength or dominance, but by his character, values, and actions. Through Adam's creation, we understand that masculinity is not just a biological or social construct, but a divine design. From the dawn of creation, masculinity has been a part of God's divine plan. But what does it truly mean to be created in God's image? This question has captivated the minds of theologians, philosophers, and the curious for millennia. The answer begins in the book of Genesis, chapter 1 verse 27, where it is written that God created mankind in his own image. Now, when we hear the term image, the first thought that often comes to mind is a physical appearance. But is that really what's being referenced here? Is the divine likeness of God something that can be captured in a mirror, in the symmetry of our faces or the strength of our bodies? The answer is a resounding no. The image of God within us transcends the physical. It's not about our looks, our physique, or any external attribute. It's about our character, our essence, the very core of who we are. Being made in God's image means embodying traits like love, wisdom, and righteousness. It means having the capacity for creativity, for understanding, for empathy. It means having a moral compass, a sense of right and wrong. It means being capable of forming relationships, of experiencing joy, sorrow, and a spectrum of emotions. It means being conscious, self-aware, and capable of making choices. In short, it means being a reflection of God's nature and character. So, what does this have to do with masculinity? Much, in fact, because biblical masculinity isn't about being the toughest, the strongest, or the most dominant. It's not about conforming to societal norms, expectations, or stereotypes. Biblical masculinity is about reflecting God's image in our character and actions. It's about embodying love, wisdom, and righteousness. It's about being a man of integrity, of compassion, of humility. It's about being a man who seeks justice, loves mercy, and walks humbly with God. Thus, masculinity, as part of God's image, is about embodying these characteristics. It's about living out these traits in our daily lives, in our interactions with others, in our decisions and actions. It's about being a reflection of God's love, wisdom, and righteousness in the world. How does love, a characteristic of God's image, shape our understanding of masculinity? This question invites us to delve deeper into the heart of biblical masculinity. Love is not simply a fleeting emotion, but an action that requires courage, sacrifice, and commitment. It is a cornerstone of masculinity, painted vividly in the divine portrait. True masculinity is not about flexing physical strength or showcasing dominance. Instead, it's about demonstrating love in all its forms, loving God, loving oneself, and extending that love to others. It's about treating every person with respect, kindness, and compassion, reflecting God's love for humanity. Love motivates men to stand up for justice, protect the vulnerable, and serve others selflessly. It drives them to foster relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding. It compels them to act with integrity and to strive for peace. In this sense, masculinity is a call to love. Wisdom, another aspect of God's image, is also integral to our understanding of masculinity. It's more than just intellectual knowledge, it's a discerning heart, the ability to distinguish between right and wrong, and the courage to choose the righteous path. When we delve into the scriptures, we find that wisdom is revered, seen as a guiding light in the journey of life. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7 tells us that wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding. This is a clear call to action to all men, a call to seek wisdom as one would seek treasure. This wisdom, it's not just for personal growth, but it's meant to be used in service to others, to guide, to mentor, to lead with integrity. It's about making decisions that are not only good for you, but also beneficial to those around you. Masculinity, therefore, involves the pursuit of wisdom. Lastly, let's explore how righteousness shapes our concept of masculinity. Righteousness, in its simplest form, is living in harmony with God's will. It's about striving for justice, fairness, and integrity in our daily lives. It's about being upright, not just in the big, grand moments, but also in the quiet, unnoticed ones. Biblical masculinity is not about flexing physical strength or boasting about achievements. Rather, it's about embodying the righteousness of God, reflecting His perfect justice and unwavering fairness. It's about aligning our actions with His teachings, making choices that honor His commandments, and standing up for what's right, even when it's tough. Righteousness does not mean being perfect, but it does mean striving, every day, to be better, to be more like Him. It's a lifelong journey, a constant effort to mirror God's image in our lives. In this way, masculinity calls us to a life of righteousness. So how can one reflect God's image in their masculinity? It's not about flexing muscles or showcasing physical strength, but rather, embracing the qualities of love, wisdom, and righteousness that God has instilled in us. To start, let's take a moment to recollect the main points we've discussed. Love, a divine quality that transcends all barriers, is a cornerstone of masculinity. It's about showing kindness, compassion, and empathy, and prioritizing relationships over personal gains. Wisdom, another divine characteristic, is about making sound decisions, learning from experiences, and guiding others on the path of righteousness. It's about being a beacon of light, illuminating the path for others. Righteousness, the third quality, is about standing up for what's right, being honest, and maintaining integrity. It's about being a pillar of strength that others can lean on. In essence, to be truly masculine is to reflect God's image in our character and actions,